much. What a great night we've got in store in Birmingham. A Monday morning in Australia, and this should be a cracking race. Jess Hull and Lyndon Hall. Hull and Hall, Hall and Hull from those Olympic Games, and a new one to go with them in Abby Caldwell. So the favourite Laura Muir, she was third in the 800 metres last night, so she's taken on a big program.
She has, and the middle distance races here have just had talent left, right and centre, and this is another one where super talent in Laura Muir, but she's not going to have it her own way. And I think that our Australians at their best will be very dangerous, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the youngster Abby Caldwell goes in her first senior Aussie vest.
So here's the lineup. Karen McGean of Northern Ireland, semi-finalist at the Olympic Games in Rio. She won the first heat here. She was pretty impressive. Katie Snowden, semi-finalist in Tokyo last year, semi-finalist in Eugene 2 weeks ago at the World Champs. The one English woman in the field. She is a great runner. She hasn't got a whole lot of gold medals, but she's one of the greats, isn't she?
Yeah, Dr. Muir, she's a vet by trade and very handy over the middle distance, and she's the one to watch.
So these are the two youngest in the final. Jibbertock at 20 and Caldwell, Abby Caldwell from Australia at 21.
Going to be interested to see how Abby handles this introduction. She looks nice and relaxed. Gavin, her coach, wanted her to be smiling on the start line, and okay, she's ticked the first box.
Here's the African champion. She made the final of the world titles in Chibet, and then Melissa Courtney Bryant of Wales. She was third in the Commonwealth Games final 4 years ago.
She's moved up to 5,000s a bit more since then, and so she'll have strength late.
So a couple of winnies. Here's Nani Ondo, 10th 4 years ago. She won her heat. A familiar face of Lyndon Hall. What a competitor she's been.
Yeah, she's had some struggles this year. I love how she matches her ribbon to her uniform, but she's a quality athlete and she knows how to perform at the top.
Fourth in the 800, Jimariki at the Olympics, but didn't make the final. Here goes here, and here's Jess Hull.
The smiling runner. She's always got that happy face, but don't be fooled because she is such a fierce competitor out there.
And Lucia Stafford of Canada, personal best, came in the semi-finals of the Olympics last year. She's the Canadian champion. 3 Australians to go, a couple of Scots and a couple of Kenyans in a field of 12. Australia has 1 medal from the 1500. Sarah Jamieson in Melbourne, a silver in 2006. We're about to go. So how quick, and what does Muir do, and what do the 3 Aussies do? McGean looks like she wants to come across. Hull pushes forward early. She likes to be up near the front, Jess. Lyndon tucked in behind. Abby Caldwell tucked in behind early. Courtney Bryant pushing forward. McGean comes across from the outside. Chebatok starts to come forward to the Kenyan. So pretty bunched early.
It is. Now Laura Muir is just sitting at the back. She'd probably be feeling those 800 legs from last night's race where it was super fast and she was very much full of lactic acid. Jess Hull, this is what we want to see. We were nervous about how she was going to pull up after those World Championships with COVID, but she's gone to the front and she's looking confident.
So Caldwell's wide, but she's got the cover of Jibbertock in front of her, and Lyndon Hall's just tucked in behind them. Doesn't look to be quick. Hull, McGean, Jibbertock, Courtney Bryant, Nani Ondo on the inside. And just behind them, Chibet. You can see Lyndon Hall on the plinth, and there's Abby Caldwell, the widest runner, but she does have a bit of cover, and Laura Muir is still at the back. They're about to go through the first 400. It's not quick, it's just steady. Hull looks at McGean, and the 2 other Australians are in the first half a dozen.
Yeah, Jess Hull's done a lot of looking around. I don't think she wants to be in the lead
here.
It's
rough, look at this.
Really rough, it's slow. As soon as it's a slow pace and the pack's together, it's rough. This is a baptism of fire for Abby Caldwell, who hasn't run championship rounds yet.
So Hull's allowed them to go past, so she gets pocketed. McGean, Jibbertock, Chibet. Hull inside. Caldwell well placed. She got a bit of a prat a moment ago. Hall tucked away. She's covering ground. Now here comes the move from Muir. Muir will want it hard. She'll want it last woman standing. And Riki comes with her. Oh, rough again. Boy, oh boy. Bang, crash. McGean, Jibbertock. Here's Muir with 2 laps to go. Caldwell looks okay in behind them. She's taken some rough stuff. Hall is kicked forward. Hull moves forward as well. So 2 laps to go, and they start to up the ante in the 1500.
Now, the experienced Aussies, Hull and Hall, have done exactly what they need to do. It's going to be a final 800-metre kick down. Laura Muir does not want it to come down to that last 120-metre kick, and she's started to up that tempo. Here they go.
So Lyndon's done a great job here. She's been able to push forward. McGinn outside, Hull behind, then Muir. Jebatok the widest, Chibet, Caldwell just off the back of those. A couple have been dropped. Still Hall. It's a good spot for Lyndon. A really good spot because she's tough. She doesn't quite have the change of pace of a couple of them. Muir 3 deep, McGinn the centre, Hull poised, Naniondo there, the 2 Kenyans, Jebatok and Chibet, Caldwell just off the back, and now the run for home. It was expected. Muir grits her teeth in the Scottish way and says, catch me if you can. And McGean's the first to go, and Hull and Hall haven't been able to go.
No, they haven't been able to respond, but they've at least got exit routes and they can go and race, and there's still that bronze medal up for grabs, but it looks like it's a race in 2. Laura Muir is off for home, and Kira McGean is chasing her.
So who gets the minor placings here? Gritting her teeth, Muir. She's put it all on the line. It would be a huge shock if McGean could get to her. Hull's in the mix for 3rd at the moment. Hall behind them. Muir clearly in front. 200 to go. She's 6-7 metres in front. McGean 2nd. I don't think the Aussies are going to get a medal at the moment. Riki Naniondo. Hall 5th place. I doubt it. Into the straight. Muir looks to have a building lead. She's 5-6 metres in front. The Scots are rejoicing. The class act. Hall starting to come home hard here, Lyndon. And coming home is Caldwell out wide. Australia might get the medal. Abby Caldwell. Muir gets up to beat McGinn. And Abby Caldwell has come through very, very late and got a bronze. And Lyndon Hall behind those.
Wow, that was awesome. The youngster Abby Caldwell, well, if she had any nerves about stepping up into her first championship senior race, she didn't show them. What a finish. She never gave up and she fought on for the finish. What a fabulous effort. Abby Caldwell, welcome to the Australian team.
Oh, what a race. It looked forlorn, didn't it? It did look forlorn. Muir was magnificent. She did what she had to. It looked forlorn for the Australian women. I thought Lyndon was the only chance with 200 to go. Abby seemingly out of it. Jess was struggling. We know she's had the COVID situation. And then Caldwell absolutely flew the 21-year-old.
She did, and I feel for Lyndon Hall because she finished 4th at those Commonwealth Games in 2018 and she's finished 4th again. But with the injury she had coming in, she gave herself every chance to be on that podium. But it was about Abby Caldwell, the youngster who is just, you know, that race was a baptism of fire. It was so choppy and it was rough and she got checked and she had to surge. What I love is she never gave up. Even when gaps came, she kept fighting all the way home. And that last 120 metres, she just held her form. Her and her coach, Gavin Burren, have worked very hard on being good technicians over the track, and it played a huge part in her getting on the podium.
So Muir 2nd at the Olympics, 3rd at the World Championships, 1st at the Commonwealth Games. Took the long run. McGean was so good. She was the only one that could accelerate. And I think we're all still stunned at that finishing effort by Abby Caldwell. It was sensational. And Lyndon Hall, she looked the one with about 50 to go. Here's the big run. This is where they took off. Richo, we're going to go down to you. It was a sensational conclusion to what was a great race.
We're just getting a flag for a young girl who's made her Australian debut. Abs, come here quickly. We've just won a bronze medal in the Commonwealth Games.
Oh God, I can't believe it. This is such a dream come true. And it's been so amazing to have those girls out there to do it with. It makes that much of a difference. But wow, this crowd is amazing. I can't believe it.
And all your family are here. It's quite extraordinary, Team Caldwell. They've got around you. You've been through hell and back, young lady, in the last month. How have you been able to do this?
Oh, my support team has been unbelievable. We wouldn't believe. Team Caldwell has been so good to me. shout out to my coach Gav and his family, the Burrons too, and my entire team back home. Everyone's just been so amazing, and I wouldn't be anywhere near this position without them. So I'm just so grateful to have those people in my corner, all my friends and family back home.
Can you describe the last 50 metres when all of a sudden you thought, oh my God, I'm going to get a bronze medal?
Look, I wasn't convinced on it yet until I crossed that line. You just never know what's going to happen, but wow, it feels good.
You're such a kid. You're so new to it all. You've loved the experience. Some are members of your family here. Anyone at home that's watching on that's important to you?
I've got one brother back at home and he means the world to me. He's been calling me every day. I'm just so lucky.
You are so tough. You've been through hell and you have delivered. Well done, mate.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it.